Wouldn't it be cool to heat without burning gas? Call us today about our hybrid heat system.
Feel good inside.
Welcome to a Thursday. Hope you enjoyed your fun of the sun on Monday, the 60-degree April-like showers on Tuesday, and of course yesterday's mushy blizzard. As for today, brace yourself for a deep freeze episode of Let's Make a Weather Deal. Behind door number one, it's sub-freezing temperatures. Today's high, a chippy 12 with a projected low overnight, -4. Door number two, yet another delay for the Kiwanis Golden K's Truck and Ice promotion. The early week thaw compromised the Traxler Park Ice. And what's behind door number three? The Janesville Police Department doled out more than 12 dozen snow emergency citations last night, each valued at a whopping $50. Thanks for joining us for Let's Make a Weather Deal. Of course, anything but a game. Being caught homeless in winter weather like this. Rock County's semi-annual point-in-time homeless count was held last night.
The reason why we do this evening is to do street outreach to homeless individuals and families who are out in the street to get them engaged and hopefully get them into services and get them back on track so we can get them into housing. The other reason that we do this night, especially the street count, is to raise awareness in the community about the plight of homelessness in our community.
I think sometimes we, especially up here, in the college, like to think that things are so much better than we think, that there aren't that many homeless people near us, maybe somewhere else. And the truth is, they're all over the place, and just because we didn't see them tonight doesn't mean that they're not everywhere.
Last year at this time, Rock County counted 307 area homeless. The full accounting of homeless in our community will be available next week after all the shelters submit their numbers as well. And a cold night for local firefighters. Janesville, Beloit, Milton, Edgerton, Clinton, Evansville, even the town of Turtle all helped out in last night's big industrial fire at Echo Lake Farm Produce in Burlington. Started at 6, lasted all night. And yet another delay in the sentencing of a 37-year-old Beloit man convicted of sexually assaulting a Latina woman in a laundromat more than a year ago while forcing her young son to translate his demands. Edward Cox appeared in Rock County Court yesterday for a sentencing already pushed back twice.
It's dragging this thing out a long period of time, but I'll give the defendant the opportunity to be able to fully present his case.
That case includes a twist. Cox wrote the judge a letter, but his letter is not the only one being considered before sentencing.
And I also have the interpretation of a letter that was written by one of the victims in this matter.
The next sentencing date is set for March 15th. And a big weekend for sports as many of us plan to huddle around the TV for the Super Bowl. Drywater Productions in Janesville has already scored some of the most expensive airtime after winning a recent Pizza Hut commercial contest. Portions of the ad will play during the pregame.
I think the first version, the one that won, because it had the snow and it had that look to it, the majority of the ones that were entered didn't have any snow falling. They were all shot, well, half of them were shot in, I don't know, California or around in there where it was green grass, clear parking lots, and a lot of those, so there's a big difference between ours, snow, blizzard almost, and all the rest. So we think that maybe that was one of the things that really sparked their attention.
Drywater Productions is currently working on another contest for Mrs. Dash. And maybe not as exciting as championship football, but the Janesville City Council this week played a round of funding for the Riverside and Blackhawk golf courses to replace furnishings and equipment.
And I believe that this is a strong aspect of tourism for the city of Janesville. And I think it's really important that we maintain our golf courses.
But Councilmember Matt Keeley shared some concerns for taxpayers as he proposed spending cuts.
I'm completely supporting reinvesting, but I'm also asking the questions of need versus wants. And so I am completely supporting the greens. Anything we do on the golf course, I'm supporting.
The council approved the spending but asked staff to keep costs in mind. And once thought of as more of a man's problem, heart disease among women is now known to be a very real concern. And raising awareness is the goal behind the Red Dress Luncheon plan tomorrow at Edgerton Hospital. Along with a Heart Healthy Lunch, a cardiologist will talk about the 10 things women need to know about heart disease. And Congressman Paul Ryan of Janesville apparently has a very open-door policy. Renovation work is currently underway at his constituent office downtown on the Old Town Mall. Now, some observers speculate the improvements to his Janesville office didn't start until now because he was hoping the outcome of his vice presidential bid would have afforded him some better digs in Washington. For Local Vision TV News, I'm Stan Stricker.
A new shipment of houseplants just came in from Florida, and they're all 25% off through the end of the month.